Hi, good afternoon. This is Marimuthu Kannimadi. So, we are going to start our live session of the risk assessments versus job safety analysis. These two categories are very important in any kind of safety and for safety professionals. This risk assessments and job safety analysis is very much needed for controlling any kind of accidents, incidents, near misses. It's a totally proactive steps to prevent any kind of accidents, incidents. Everywhere the companies asking the risk assessments and job safety analysis. Here the comparison between the risk assessments and job safety analysis. How the risk assessments are classified, how job safety analysis classified. So that's very important one to go through it. Let's see, we can start now. So welcome for a live session of job safety analysis versus risk assessments. Here the risk assessments, job safety analysis. So what is the scope? Here the risk assessments, here the job safety analysis. Here it's focus on totally overall risks. This job safety analysis focus on a particular job or task. So that is the main criteria. Here it's focus on overall job, overall risks. Generally, it talks about the overall risks, but it's focus only a particular job or task. So that is the main difference between the risk assessments and job safety analysis. Here it's focus on overall risks in the company. What all risk classified, what all hazards classified in that company is called generic risk assessment. Whether it's a quantitative or qualitative. So there are quantitative risk assessments are there, qualitative risk assessments are there. Quantitative number in the risk assessment, qualitative, the quality wise we are seeing the risk assessments. So here the overall general form of risk assessments. Here particular job or task. Then what is the purpose? The purpose of risk assessment, general risk at general level. But here the purpose, detailed risk assessment for each and every task and job. Each and every job and task. That is the detailed one. Here is a general one. So that is the job safety analysis. Then here timing. Before starting the job or periodically. Before starting any project that you have to submit the risk assessment to the concern. If a contractor taking a project in that company, he has to submit the what all overall risk assessment to the client side. But here the before specific activity, specific job, before specific job or task. For example, welding is a task or a job. Gas cutting is a task or a job. Then grinding. These all each job. For that each job you have to do the job safety analysis. But the entire project you have to do the risk assessments. These kind of differences you must know it. Then what timing, as I said, the hazard identification, risk. These all hazard identification is the main area here. Here task, steps, hazards, controls. Here hazard identification, here hazard controls. How hazard controls? The job safety analysis talks about the task steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Welding means task. Gasketing means task. Grinding means task. When a welding machine taking, that is a that a small step. Taking a welding machine and then wearing the PPE and using the welding rod. These are steps, one by one steps. So that's why we are calling here the steps are hazard control. Here hazard identification and risk rating control. Here risk rating also there, control is there. Here talks about the task, steps and hazard control. The risk assessments are always, this risk assessments always wait. Here it will coincides with the company side, and also JSA is a light one. Here, for example, each job, here we can say in a construction site there is a job called working at height. Working at height is the job in a construction site. So that is for risk assessments. But when job safety analysis, fixing the light, that work, that task itself, you have to divide it. Fixing the light through the scaffolding in a site. So that is the JSA, job safety analysis. Here the construction site, working at a height is a risk assessments. Here the job safety analysis talks about the fixing the light in the roof through the scaffolding. So you have to make it, divide it 1, 2, 3, 4 by steps. So that is the difference between the job safety analysis and the risk assessments. We will see how it differs. So you can say risk assessments. Here job safety analysis. The risk assessments for overall construction site. Then here job safety analysis for, we can say, fixing lamp or light in the roof. So here, so construction risk assessments, or what are the activities for the risk assessments? Here in construction site, working at height is a hazard. Then welding or maintenance work, welding. Then we can say crane work. It's all hazard. Then here we have to put the ratings, risk. So what will be the risk here? Hazard. Welding is a hazard. Crane work is a hazard. working at height is a hazard. Then what will be risk? Working at height, trip, fall, trips and falls. Then you can have a welding. There is a chance of burning, fire or burning. That is a risk. Crane, falling hazard. Falling hazard. So hazard, risk, then likelihood into probability. Likelihood into severity. Sorry. Likelihood into severity. So it means you have to make it what will be the controls here? Controls. Then what will be the likelihood? What will be the severity? So yes, severity, here likelihood. Then I will just give some examples only, okay? Here you can say welding. In that welding, fire or what can say burning is a risk. So what will be the likelihood that if the person working in the welding site, there is a chance of fire or burning. So how much you likelihood? The chances are 4. You can say out of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In this you can put 4 here. So again, what will be the severity? In case big fire, explosion happen in that LPG gas or any oxygen gas or any acetylene gas, there will be explosion will happen. The severity of explosion, the severity may be dead or fatality. It means 5. Then what will be the risk rating? 4 into 5, 20. Then you have to control. You have to make a control. So PPE, then inspection, fire watch. So these are control. After control, maybe the risk level may be reduced into 3 or 2. If 3 or 2, still you have to minimize to 1. So that will be the risk assessments. Then what about the fixing the electrical light? So first ladder or scaffolding, number 1. Then fixing the scaffolding or ladder. Then third one, clumbing through the scaffolding. Then fourth one, fixing the light in roof and getting back to normal position. These are just examples, okay? So here the entire project itself, the risk assessments for each and so entire projects, all the activities come under the risk assessments. When it's a job safety analysis, each and every job and the risk need to be made it like a different task. For this task, for example, taking the ladder itself and getting back to normal. These all tasks. In this each task, you have to find the what will be the hazard, what will be the control. What is the hazard here? There is a chance of falling. Then there is a shock, electrical shock, if not properly switched off. Then these are hazards. Then you have to provide PPE controls and switch off MCC, machine control room, and accompany co-worker. So the same thing for each steps. You have to provide here job task, here the hazard, here you have to provide controls. In this job safety analysis, you have to give it to the concerned safety department for approval. That is very, very important. The risk assessment talks about the overall activities, but job safety analysis talks about the each and every activities, each and every task, not each and every task. Same single job, multitask. But risk assessments, all jobs you have to do it generally, generic risk assessments. But job safety analysis, each and every job you have to divide it into tasks, and you have to see the hazards, and each hazards you have to put the controls. That will be the difference for the job safety analysis and risk assessments. That is your main goal. So, the job safety the risk assessments and job safety analysis are totally different. It's a general form. It's a individual tasks. It talks about overall construction industry or overall industrial risk assessments. This talks about each activities, grinding, gasketing, welding. Each activities talks about the job safety analysis. Here the overall controls are there. Risk controls. Here hazard controls. The risk controls, hazard controls. These things you have to make sure risk assessments properly done through the quantitative risk assessment or qualitative risk assessments. But when it's come to the job safety analysis, what innumerous activities, welding, gasketing, grinding, crane work, forklift work, and chemical cleaning, and all the things you can make it job safety analysis. Make sure you have a lot of controls to prevent any kind of accidents, incidents. That will be your motto. So this is the simple explanation of job safety analysis and risk assessments. You have any questions, just make comments. Thanks for watching the live sessions. We will have a live session tomorrow also 3 o'clock. That is sustainability versus ESG. It's all simple briefing and to understand the safety knowledge and safety informations and updates. You like all these informations, subscribe, like and share. You will get more updates regularly. Thank you for attending. Thank you very much.